Hi everybody, my name is Sammy V and you're watching me. I just took like 3 of these bad guys, so if I pass out in the middle of this video, that's probably why. ASMR. So, I thought we could have a little chat about something that I've been doing recently to improve my sleep, my mental wellness, and basically just pinpoint all the different things that I want to change in my life. And what I have been doing is journaling. So when I first started my journal, looking at the date, it was on October 6th, and I basically just used it as a way to track all of my thoughts that I had during the day. Now, I started off using this as, and I wrote it here, a physical transcription of thoughts onto paper with pen. Basically, I would do this right before I went to bed, just so I could get all of my thoughts down so I'm not ruminating over them while I'm trying to sleep. So, I don't know if you're like me, you always have like an inner dialogue going on. You're like constantly talking, even if it's by yourself, you're just constantly speaking. It's really, really helpful to have a journal just to write all your thoughts down, get it out, so you're not like still up at 3 a.m. thinking, like you just get it down now. So that's what I would use it for at first. And it's kind of funny. I really like to use the journal as a way to kind of track my mindset, the way that I was thinking like all throughout the months, and also see what all I was up to, what all I was like stressing out about. So this one starts, there is much work to do. Physics lab, chemistry, organic chemistry lab. It is nothing I cannot handle. I started off not using contractions because I wanted to be fancy. But how I use my journal now has definitely evolved, especially since I have been incorporating more of affirmations. The way I use my journal now has definitely evolved into more of like a multi-purpose tool. So I wanted to kind of go over that with you guys because I think it would be kind of beneficial. So the first way that I use it, like I said before, I use it as a way to track the evolution of myself, my mindset, my goals, my aspirations, just my day-to-day feelings and how quickly they can fluctuate, you know, depending on what all happened that day, what all was going on. So the first thing that I recommend is that you have a physical journal to write in, a physical pen and paper. You can use a laptop or something digital, but since we're trying to, you know, improve our sleep and do this at night, it's really good not to look at a screen and have actual paper that you can look at. You know, all that blue light, it messes up your sleep schedule and you know, you can't get into the REM zone and then you're dead the next day. So I would recommend physical journal. I would also say that since this is more of a nightly practice, it makes you feel really comfortable with sharing your feelings with yourself very honestly. You know, there's no judgment. You can be completely open with your emotions and just trying to get it all down in a physical, tangible way. It really helps you improve your comfortability with being alone with yourself and understanding and appreciating the value of solitude and really just thinking through your thoughts. As I mentioned before, it was kind of just a way for me just to write everything down, talk about my day, talk about what all I did, what all I wanted to get done, what all I didn't do, maybe conversations or funny things that happened. It was kind of like a life tracker, I guess. And then when I started to get more into the affirmations side of like wellness, I started to use it kind of like as an affirmation journal only. But now it's kind of just evolved into me doing like whatever I want. I write down like feelings, I write down affirmations, I talk about my day, I try to work through like certain issues. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, I guess. You can see I have like little doodles and stuff all over my notebook, and I have words just kind of everywhere. I'll like write down kind of like my train of, oh, let me get it on the camera. I'll kind of like write down like my train of thoughts here. And then if I like miss something or I want to add more, I just kind of like add it into the margins or into the spaces up top. And usually I put like little bubbles around it so that I can be like, oh, okay, this is like a separate thing that's not completely attached to what, like, the main thing that I was writing. So I can read a little example out loud. This is very personal since this is my journal. It's a little bit embarrassing. Okay, let's see. What do I feel comfortable sharing? So on this page, this was me trying to track my improvement, right? Trying to really write down my goals on how I can improve my mindset and my outlook on life. This page specifically was in reference to me asking myself, what kind of woman am I? Not just person, but woman. Because that was something that I was not necessarily taking pride in or taking like ownership of. You should feel a little bit childish, and if someone asks to read your journal, you should feel a little embarrassed. Not ashamed, but just a little embarrassed, because you can get very, very honest, and maybe it's not like all things that, you know, other people need to hear. Sometimes we have to, you know, evaluate ourselves and maybe not concern the opinions of others on matters like this personal and so like deep into our head. But I will share a little bit just so you guys can get an idea. So this was kind of like an affirmations and goals page, and I would say things like, I do not compare myself to others. I see the beauty in others because I see the beauty in myself. I am pliable, flexible, and happy. I think through my every word. I'm genuine when I communicate. In the margins, I would write things like, confronting aspects I want to change about myself for my betterment. Journaling is amazing for observing the evolution of yourself and trying to make changes. Without this journal, I really don't think I would be able to without this journal, I don't think I would be able to adequately express all of the different like channels and streams and just like white noise that is constantly in my head. It's really cathartic to be able to just see it, identify it, analyze it when it is written down, so it is not just all scrambling through your crazy little mind. We have billions and billions of thoughts every single day. If you're not writing at least like 0.01% of them down, too much craziness happening up here. It's too much. If you're looking to take the components of yourself that you believe are like your core personality, your core identity, and just like amplify them while changing the parts about yourself that you aren't proud of, don't identify with, or really want to change because it's making you unhappy, I would definitely recommend journaling. So just to sum up, you can use it for affirmations, tracking your goals, just rereading it and seeing like how you were thinking about yourself, or just what you were doing on these different days, just kind of as reminders of, oh my gosh, you know, I'm living. I forgot, like, sometimes you forget what you were doing like a month ago, 2 months ago, and it's just like fun to go back and reread it. If you're someone who has a racing mind, and most of us do, and you find it hard to sleep at night, it's really, really good to just get it all down, and it makes you feel really, really sleepy because you're not looking at anything digital, you're not looking at your phone. It's very cathartic. It helps you be more comfortable with being alone and not distracting yourself from your thoughts. I feel like nowadays people kind of overwhelm themselves or just completely cloud themselves with, you know, YouTube, music, memes, just all these different like digital components to distract themselves from the thoughts that they don't want to think about. So this is really, really good for confronting anything that you're trying to put off or push aside. It's very, I don't know, I just think it's lovely. Isn't it just lovely? It's just a lovely day. What can I say? Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. I don't know, does this look weird? I had to film this vertically because this stand doesn't go horizontal. I need to buy a new stand. I'm gonna write that in the journal, buy a new stand. I wrote down in my journal that I want to swear less. I was swearing in my previous video, and that was really toned down. These are so good. I want to eat like all of these, but you'd probably die. I'm not really in the mood for that today. I hope this video was calming at the very least. I know that it's final season for a lot of you. It is for me. And I don't know, I just thought we needed something relaxing, something nice. If you liked, please like the video. If you didn't like, you can dislike it, but leave me a comment. Tell me why you didn't like it. It's okay, you won't hurt my feelings. I like the engagement at least. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good insert day of the day. It's the first of the month today. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up.